how many bodies you got? That's how it started, with one stupid question from a stranger holding a camera. It was one of those breezy late September afternoons on campus where the sun's still warm enough to trick you into thinking summer isn't gone yet. Me and Amanda were heading to the quad to check out some food trucks parked for this fall kickoff thing our school throws every year. She had her hand in mine, sipping a lavender lemonade, and I remember thinking how lucky I was. We'd been dating for a little over 7 months. Nothing crazy long, but long enough to feel real. We met in Psych 101 last semester. She sat 2 rows ahead of me and always wore this oversized denim jacket with little patches stitched into the back. Stars, moons, even a stitched quote I could never read fully. She smiled like someone who knew people stared at her and didn't care. So yeah, I fell. Hard. Anyway, we're walking toward the taco truck, joking about how she never eats the tortillas, just the fillings, and this guy walks up with a camera and a mic. I'd seen him around campus before. One of those content dudes always recording for YouTube or TikTok or whatever. I think his name was Qley. Kinda loud, always has this look-at-me energy. Yo, you two a couple? He asked, grinning like he already knew the answer. Amanda glanced at me and shrugged. Yeah, we are. Want to do a quick relationship Q&A for my channel? It's super light, I promise. You could win a free burrito. Amanda laughed. Sold. I hesitated. I don't really like being on camera, but she was already nodding, and honestly, I didn't think much of it. We figured he'd ask dumb stuff like, what's your favorite thing about each other? He did start light. Favorite movie as a couple? The Notebook, ironically. First date? Bowling and overpriced nachos. Who said I love you first? Me, 2 months in, and yes, I was scared out of my mind. Then came the question. Qley held the mic up, grinning like he'd been waiting for it. All right, final question. Be honest, how many bodies do y'all got? Amanda blinked. Bodies? Body count. You know, how many people you've slept with? I laughed awkwardly, trying to play it cool. 5. Amanda nodded slowly. 2. Qley raised an eyebrow. Just 2? She bit her lip, smirking a little. Well, I don't know, actually. My stomach turned. What do you mean you don't know? She looked at me, kind of laughing like this was no big deal. I mean, I don't keep track. Stuff happens. You meet someone at a party, things go down. Not everything has to mean something, Pete. I blinked. Amanda, what do you mean stuff happens? How do you not know? Qley, of course, was eating this up. He was filming the whole thing like it was just another clickbait moment for his viewers. Amanda shrugged, still smiling. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably, definitely more than 50. I think my jaw literally dropped. 50? Are you serious? She shrugged again, but this time with less playfulness. Yeah, maybe even in the hundreds? I don't really think about it like that. My mind blanked out for a second. I was staring at her, searching her face for some kind of punchline, something to tell me she was joking. You've slept with hundreds of people? I asked, my voice cracking a little. She rolled her eyes. God, you don't have to say it like that. It was mostly just flings. One-night stands. It doesn't mean anything. It means something to me. I said louder than I intended. You never mentioned any of this. You said 2. At the beginning of our relationship, you literally told me 2. Amanda's face darkened. So what? You want a list? You want me to go back through my phone and count? Qley raised the mic. So, is this like a deal breaker? I shot him a look that probably could have cut glass. Are you seriously still filming? Amanda, on the other hand, didn't seem embarrassed. She just turned to Qley and said, looks like I need a new boyfriend. Then she laughed. Qley chuckled and looked straight into the camera. Welp, that just happened. I couldn't feel my hands. Everything went cold. I don't remember saying anything after that. I just walked away. I heard Amanda say something behind me like, Pete, oh, come on. But I didn't turn around. I went straight to my car, sat in the driver's seat and just stared at the steering wheel for I don't know how long. My heart was hammering. My chest felt tight. I wasn't even sure what I was feeling. Rage? Betrayal? Embarrassment? It was everything at once. I kept hearing her voice in my head. It's just flings. Doesn't mean anything. But it meant something to me. We'd slept together. We were exclusive. Or at least, I thought we were. And now all I could think about were the words she laughed through. Maybe in the hundreds. I'd kissed her that morning. I remember now, she tasted like spearmint gum and iced coffee. Suddenly, I felt nauseous. I leaned back, closed my eyes, and just sat there. The warmth of the sun through the windshield felt like it was mocking me. What the hell had just happened? That night, I didn't go home. I drove around aimlessly for hours, windows down, music off, just letting the hum of the road numb my brain. Everything felt surreal, like I was floating through a nightmare I hadn't fully woken up from. The image of Amanda laughing, her voice flippant, her tone dismissive. It kept replaying on a loop. Not just was what she said, but how she said it. Like it didn't matter. Like I didn't matter. Eventually, I ended up at Derek's apartment. He's my roommate, best friend, the kind of guy who always knows when something's wrong without you having to say a word. When I knocked on his door, he opened it in boxers and a hoodie, hair messy like he'd just rolled off the couch. "Yo, what the hell happened to you?" he said, eyes narrowing. I stepped in, dropped onto his beat-up beanbag chair, and stared at the floor. "You know that Kai dude? The YouTuber?" he groaned. "The annoying one with the mic who always tries to get people to kiss on camera?" "Yeah, him. He came up to me and Amanda today." Derek sat on the edge of the coffee table, watching me carefully. "Okay, and?" "He asked how many bodies we had." Derek blinked. "Wait, what? Like body count, sexual partners, you know?" "Damn," he muttered. "And you answered?" "Yeah, I said 5. He whistled. "Solid number. Respectable." I rubbed my temples. She said 2, then said she didn't know, then said probably over 50, then maybe hundreds. There was a beat of silence. Then Derek leaned back, his brows lifting. "Bro? No way." She literally laughed about it, on camera, in front of people. Then told Kai she needed a new boyfriend and walked off giggling. Derek didn't say anything for a few seconds. Then, "Okay, I'm just gonna say it. You dodged a damn bullet." I nodded, but the pit in my stomach didn't shrink. "I mean," Derek continued, "that's wild. Like, be real. Did you have any idea?" "I thought I did," I whispered. "I really did. She always said she didn't like to talk about the past. Said I was the only one who ever made her feel seen. All that mushy stuff. I believed her, man. I really believed her." "Yeah," Derek said, sighing. "That part sucks the most. When the version of someone you made in your head completely shatters." We sat in silence for a while. The TV was on in the background, some rerun of Friends or something, but I wasn't hearing it. All I could hear was her voice saying, "I don't focus on that. It's just flings." Then something new crept into my thoughts, something more terrifying than heartbreak. I turned to Derek. "Do you think I should get tested?" He looked at me for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Yeah, I do. Not to freak you out, but it's smart, especially if what she said was true." I felt sick all over again. I went to the campus health center the next morning, walked in with my hoodie up, head down, feeling like every person in the waiting room somehow knew why I was there. The nurse at the front desk was warm but professional. "Routine STI screening?" she asked, glancing up. "Yeah," I mumbled. "Any symptoms?" "No, just want to be safe." "Good call. Happens more often than you think." They drew blood, handed me a cup for a urine sample, and asked a dozen questions I barely registered. I left feeling hollow. The results wouldn't come in for a couple days, which meant I had nothing to do but wait and spiral. Back at my dorm, I avoided social media. I didn't want to see Amanda's face. Didn't want to know if Kai had posted the footage. Part of me hoped he wouldn't. Part of me knew he absolutely would. The next day, I broke down and called my sister. Natalie's 6 years older than me. Fierce. Protective. Basically raised me when our dad dipped and our mom had to work nights. I hadn't told her much about Amanda, but when I did, she didn't hold back. She laughed. She repeated after I told her everything. "Yeah." And she bragged about not knowing how many guys she's been with. On video? In public? "Yep." Natalie went quiet. Then, very calmly, "I hope you blocked her on everything and threw her toothbrush in the trash." "I haven't really done anything," she sighed. "Listen, it's not about her number. People have pasts. What matters is honesty and respect. She humiliated you, and if she didn't care enough to be straight with you, then she didn't care at all." That hit me harder than I expected. Not the number, not the disease risk, just the realization that she might have never cared the way I thought she did. "Thanks, Nat. Get tested, get treated, then get even." I laughed. "You're horrible." "I'm right. The results came 2 days later. Chlamydia and HPV. The nurse assured me both were treatable. She gave me antibiotics for one, and for the other, she said my immune system would likely fight it off on its own, but I'd need follow-ups, just to be safe. I left the clinic with a paper bag full of pills and a knot in my chest the size of a fist. I was embarrassed, angry, confused. But mostly, I was scared. What if I'd waited longer? What if it had been worse? What if this was just normal to her? The more I thought about it, the more that fear turned to rage. I'd been cautious. I'd been respectful. I waited to sleep with Amanda until she said she was ready, and now I was the one paying for her recklessness. I sat in the parking lot of the clinic, watching a couple hold hands as they walked by. They looked happy, innocent. And then something inside me snapped. This wasn't just about heartbreak anymore. It was about justice. If she could lie so easily, hurt me so carelessly, then maybe it was time I stopped being the nice guy everyone assumed I was. That night, I called Derek. Remember when you said I dodged a bullet? Yeah? Well, I didn't. I got shot. But I'm about to return the favor. You ever watch someone lie to your face and realize they're not even trying to hide it? That's what it felt like the first time I talked to Amanda again after everything went down. I had a plan. I'd been stewing on it for days, running through scenarios like I was prepping for some heist movie. I didn't just want closure. I wanted truth, the raw kind, the kind she couldn't laugh her way out of. And if that truth embarrassed her the way she'd embarrassed me, good. So I texted her. Simple, low effort. Hey, I overreacted. Want to talk? I waited an hour. No response. Thought maybe she blocked me. Then my phone buzzed. Finally. I was wondering how long you were going to be dramatic. At meetup, she sent a time and place like nothing had happened. No apology, no explanation. Just that same casual tone, like her body count reveal hadn't blown a hole through our relationship. I showed the messages to Derek. Dude, he said, either she's delusional or just evil. Maybe both, I muttered. We started talking through the plan. Step 1. Get her talking. Amanda and I met at a coffee shop near campus, neutral territory. I kept my face calm, body language relaxed. She showed up in joggers and a tight crop top like it was just another Tuesday. Her eyes scanned my face like she was trying to figure out whether I was still mad or just embarrassed. Didn't expect to hear from you, she said, sipping her iced caramel something. I shrugged. Needed time. That was a lot. She laughed. Actually laughed. People are so dramatic online, too. Kai posted that clip. It got like 40,000 views overnight. I blinked. Wait, you're happy about that? She smirked. I mean, whatever. It's not like I said anything wrong. We all have a past. If you can't handle mine, that's on you. I wanted to slam my drink across the table, but I didn't. I smiled. Yeah, you're probably right. She looked up, surprised. Really? Yeah. We never really talked about that stuff in depth. I probably assumed too much. She softened. Exactly. I wasn't trying to hide anything, Pete. I just didn't think it mattered. Like, do you really care about the number? I leaned forward slightly. Not the number. Just the truth. And that's when I pulled out my phone. Not obviously. Just laid it face up on the table. Screen dimmed, voice recorder already running. Step 2. Record everything. I guided the conversation. Asked her about her past hookups, about the parties she used to go to before we met. She was surprisingly open. Like the moment she thought I was back on board, all her filters came off. There was this one week during spring break, she said, stirring her coffee. I think I hooked up with 4 different guys, all from different schools. I don't even remember their names. I kept my face neutral. Inside, I was screaming. And then sophomore year, she added. I was kind of in this phase. I had a Finsta just for keeping track, but I stopped updating it after like 60. 60. And that was when? I asked. End of sophomore year, maybe? Honestly, I probably doubled that since. She laughed again, and I got it all. Step 3. Bait the confession. Did you ever lie to me? I asked softly. Amanda blinked. What do you mean? When we first started dating, you told me 2 people. Remember? She rolled her eyes. Oh my God, you're still on that? Just be honest. Was that a lie? She hesitated for half a second, then she nodded. Yeah, I didn't want to scare you off. You were sweet, safe. I figured if I said 2, it'd keep things simple. Safe, sweet. Like I was a pet. I clenched my fist under the table, but nodded. See, she smiled. This is mature. I knew you'd come around. Step 4, plan the stage. That night, I went to Derek's room. We went over the audio, cleaned it up, clipped out the most damning parts, especially the sweet and safe line, the finsta bit, the laughing. Jesus, Derek muttered as it played. She sounds proud. She is, I said. We didn't want to post it online. That'd be crossing a line. But we could still make it public. Controlled. Devastating. Derek was hosting a party the next Friday. His place had a decent projector set up in the living room, a leftover from his film major roommate who dropped out. We decided we'd accidentally cast the video during the middle of the party. Just a few minutes. Just enough to make the point. The goal wasn't to cancel Amanda. I wasn't out for blood, but I wanted her to feel something. Anything. Regret, embarrassment, awareness. And yeah, maybe I wanted to hurt her a little. Just enough to balance the scale. The night of the party, Derek hyped it as an open theme event. No costumes, no gimmicks, just show up and vibe. Amanda was invited through mutual friends. I made sure she knew I'd be there. I even texted her earlier that day. Looking forward to seeing you tonight. She replied with a kissy face. It made me sick. The party started slow, as usual. Beer pong. Some poorly made jungle juice. People dancing in the cramped kitchen. I kept it casual, chatted, smiled, waited. When Amanda walked in, she lit up the room like always. Big smile, red lips, crop top and jeans. She came up and gave me a hug like we were already back together. "You look good," she said. "So do you." She leaned in. "So we're cool now, right?" I nodded. "We're cool." And that's when Derek gave me the signal. The living room lights dimmed. The music faded for just a moment. Then the projector kicked on. Everyone turned toward the wall. And there she was, sitting across from me in that cafe, voice clear, smiling as she said, "I had a Finsta just for keeping track, but I stopped updating it after like 60. Laughter echoed. Not with her. At her. Then, "I didn't want to scare you off. You were sweet. Safe." Amanda's smile faltered. "What is this?" she said, turning toward me. I said nothing. On screen, her voice continued, breezy and confident. Honestly, I probably doubled that since. Someone near the back let out a whistle. Another person muttered, "Damn." Amanda stood there frozen, eyes wide, face draining of color. "Pete," she whispered, stepping toward me. "What the hell is this?" I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Just the truth." She didn't yell, didn't scream. She just turned and bolted, shoulder-checking a girl on her way out the door. People started murmuring. Some laughed. Some looked shocked. A couple even clapped. I walked out onto the balcony alone, letting the cool night air hit my face. My heart was pounding, but not in fear, not in regret, just adrenaline. Derek joined me a few minutes later. "You good?" "Yeah," I said. It worked. But the weirdest part, I didn't feel victorious. I didn't feel proud. I just felt empty. Because I realized something. Even if the whole school knew the truth now, I was still the guy who believed the lie. The Monday after the party, campus felt different. People weren't staring exactly, but they weren't not staring either. Whispers followed me in the dining hall. Someone gave me a fist bump outside the gym and said, "That was savage, bro." I didn't even respond. Just nodded and walked off like I hadn't just become the reluctant main character of a viral drama. I didn't go looking for the video, but Derek told me someone had recorded the projector scene. It was already making rounds on TikTok with captions like, "Girl brags about 100 plus body count. Her ex makes sure everyone hears it." Some people cheered me on. Others were calling it toxic masculinity. But none of it mattered. Not really. Because Amanda, she disappeared. Not literally. She still went to classes, but she stopped posting, stopped showing up to group hangouts. Even her Insta, which used to be full of mirror selfies and party pics, went dark. Derek said he heard she dropped one of her courses and changed her seat in psych lectures to the back row. I wouldn't know. I hadn't seen her. And the weirdest part, I didn't want to. I thought I'd feel better, like I'd won something. But I didn't. Not really. That Friday night, I found myself sitting in my dorm room alone, just scrolling through old texts from her. Photos. Little inside jokes we used to share. Her notes on my desk. I still had her hoodie in my closet, the one she used to wear after she'd crash here after movie nights. I stared at it for a long time, then threw it in the trash. A week later, I got a text. "Amanda, I get it now. You wanted me to hurt. You wanted me to feel embarrassed. You win." Okay, you win. But can I just say something? I didn't lie to hurt you. I lied because I didn't think I could tell you the truth. You were the first guy I ever actually liked. And I knew if I told you who I really was, you'd look at me different, like everyone else always does. And guess what? You did. Anyway, hope the revenge felt good. Night. I didn't reply. Not because I didn't have anything to say, but because for the first time, I didn't know what I felt. She wasn't trying to make excuses. She wasn't begging for me back. She was just tired, beaten down. And yeah, a little bitter, but honest, finally. That same week, I scheduled a counseling session through campus mental health services. Not because I was falling apart, but because I needed help understanding why I'd gone as far as I did. The counselor was this older guy named Marcus. Soft-spoken. Didn't write anything down unless I said he could. You feel like you lost control? He said after I vented. Yeah, I guess. You tried to get it back through control. Revenge is often just pain, looking for a mirror. That stuck with me. We met once a week for a month. We talked about trust, about shame, about masculinity and ego, about how Amanda's past wasn't really the issue. It was the dishonesty, the disrespect, the way she made me feel small when I thought I meant something. He helped me stop blaming myself. Helped me realize that anger and sadness don't cancel each other out. They often live in the same room. One night, I wrote Amanda a letter. Not to send, just to write. In it, I told her I wished she'd been honest, that I didn't care about the number. I cared that she didn't think I could handle the truth. I told her that being sweet and safe wasn't an insult. It was the kind of guy I chose to be. And yeah, maybe I lost that for a second. Maybe I got cruel. But not because I wanted to destroy her. I just wanted her to see me, the real me. And I wanted her to realize how badly she hurt me when she didn't. Spring semester rolled around. The buzz died down. Kai had moved on to interviewing strangers about their biggest secrets. Amanda started posting again, quieter this time. A selfie here. A quote there. We never spoke again. Never even made eye contact, even when we passed each other near the science building once. But I think we both knew something that day that we didn't know before. Some people are in your life to teach you what love isn't. Some truths come too late to fix anything. And sometimes revenge doesn't taste like victory. It tastes like some sour, disgusting hot pile of garbage juice. I'm okay now. Still a little guarded, still learning. But better, because I realized something in all this mess. You can't make someone honest by catching them in a lie. And you can't make someone care just because you did. All you can do is leave the fire and walk out without looking back. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. If you want to share your stories, please comment below. Additionally, what is your opinion on the poster's decision?